Allosaurus was a fierce apex predator of the late Jurassic, 155 to 145 million years ago. Paleontologists found hundreds of fossils in North America. It grew up to 40 feet long and weighed 2 tons with a powerful skull full of 4-inch serrated teeth. What wows scientists is its jaw. It could open wider than 90 degrees like a snake. Allosaurus slashed like a falcon, ripping huge chunks from stegosaurs and young sauropods using its clawed arms as meat hooks. The top Jurassic hunter before T-Rex.
Acrocanthosaurus atocantsus was a massive carcharodontosaur theropod from the early Cretaceous, about 115 to 100 million years ago. It reached up to 40 feet long and weighed 6 to 8 tons, one of North America's largest predators before T-Rex. Its tall neural spines formed a muscular ridge for strength and display. As an apex hunter, it used powerful arms and serrated teeth to take down sauropods. Oklahoma's official state dinosaur. Triceratops was one of the last giant herbivorous dinosaurs. It lived in North America 68 to 66 million years ago. This plant eater grew up to 30 feet long, stood 10 feet tall, and weighed as much as 12 tons. Its most striking features were 3 sharp horns and a massive bony frill that protected its neck from predators like T-Rex. The frill may have also been used for display and cooling. With a powerful parrot-like beak and hundreds of grinding teeth, Triceratops sliced through tough ferns and plants. It likely lived in herds and defended itself with its horns. Stegosaurus was an iconic herbivorous dinosaur of the late Jurassic, 155 to 145 million years ago. It lived in North America's Morrison Formation and grew up to 30 feet long, weighing 5 to 7 tons. Its most famous features were 2 rows of large, alternating bony plates along its back and 4 sharp spikes on its tail, called a thagomizer. The plates likely helped with display or temperature control, while the spike served as a powerful defense weapon against predators like Allosaurus. Despite its size, Stegosaurus had a tiny brain the size of a walnut. It used a strong beak and teeth to eat low-growing ferns and plants. Carnotaurus was a fierce late Cretaceous predator from South America, 72 million years ago. It reached 30 feet long and weighed 2 to 3 tons. This speed demon had 2 thick, bull-like horns above its eyes for display or fighting. With powerful legs, it could sprint over 30 miles per hour. Its arms were ridiculously tiny, even smaller than T-Rex. Fast, horned, and armored, Carnotaurus was a true charging beast of the Cretaceous. Fun fact! The real Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park. The movie showed a tiny dinosaur with a big neck frill that spat venom, but that's not accurate. The real Dilophosaurus lived 193 to 183 million years ago in Arizona. It grew up to 23 feet long and weighed about 1,000 pounds, much larger than the movie version. It had 2 thin, bony crests on its head, likely for display. There is 0 fossil evidence for a neck frill or venom spitting. Instead, it was a fast, early Jurassic predator with strong claws and serrated teeth. Jurassic Park made it scarier with Hollywood effects, but the real crested hunter was impressive enough on its own. Spinosaurus was the largest meat-eating dinosaur ever discovered. It lived in North Africa about 100 million years ago and grew up to 50 feet long, weighing 7 to 9 tons. Its huge sail, made of spines over 5 feet tall, was likely used for display. With a long crocodile-like snout and straight conical teeth, it hunted fish in rivers. New fossils show a powerful paddle-shaped tail, proving Spinosaurus was a semi-aquatic predator that swam and hunted both in water and on land. Parasaurolophus had a long, curved cranial crest made of hollow tubes. It could blow air through them to create deep, loud honking or trumpeting sounds, like a natural trombone, for communication, attracting mates, or warning the herd. Some studies suggest the sounds could travel over a mile. Velociraptor was a small but deadly theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of Mongolia, about 75 million years ago. It grew only 6 feet long and weighed around 30 pounds, about the size of a large turkey. Despite its small size, it had a large brain for its body and was very intelligent. Its most famous feature was the sharp, sickle-shaped claw on each second toe, up to 6 inches long, used to slash and hold down prey. Velociraptor was a fast, agile hunter that likely worked in small groups to take down larger dinosaurs. Therizinosaurus was one of the strangest dinosaurs ever discovered. It lived in Mongolia during the late Cretaceous, about 70 million years ago. This giant theropod grew up to 30 feet long and weighed around 5 tons. Its most incredible feature was a set of enormous sickle-shaped claws up to 3 feet long, the longest claws of any animal in history. Despite the terrifying claws, Therizinosaurus was actually a herbivore. It used its giant claws to pull down branches and strip leaves from trees. With a long neck, pot belly, and feathers, it looked like a giant feathered sloth crossed with a dinosaur. Deinocheirus was one of the strangest dinosaurs from late Cretaceous Mongolia, 70 million years ago. Famous for its enormous 10-foot-long arms and giant curved claws, this humpbacked theropod had a duck-like bill and fluffy feathers. Scientists believe it waded in rivers as an omnivore, eating plants, fish, and small animals. It looked like a giant feathered camel crossed with a dinosaur. Mosasaurus was one of the largest predators in the ancient oceans during the late Cretaceous. Closely related to modern monitor lizards and snakes, it had a streamlined body, powerful tail for propulsion, and paddle-like limbs. Its jaws were lined with sharp conical teeth, perfect for grabbing slippery prey like fish, squid, ammonites, and even sea turtles or smaller mosasaurs. Fossils show it dominated the seas worldwide until the mass extinction event that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs. Quetzalcoatlus was one of the largest flying animals ever to exist. This giant pterosaur lived in North America during the late Cretaceous, about 68 million years ago. With a massive 40-foot wingspan, wider than a small airplane, and standing as tall as a giraffe, it soared over the land. It used its long, toothless beak to hunt small animals and scavenge. Lightweight, hollow bones and powerful arms helped it launch into the air and glide for long distances. Quetzalcoatlus ruled the prehistoric skies right until the end of the dinosaur age. Giganotosaurus was one of the largest meat-eating dinosaurs ever. This massive theropod lived in what is now Argentina during the late Cretaceous, about 99 to 97 million years ago. It reached up to 43 feet long and weighed around 8 tons, slightly longer than T-Rex, but with a longer, narrower skull. Its powerful jaws and serrated teeth could deliver a devastating bite. As an apex predator, it hunted massive sauropods like Argentinosaurus, using speed and strength in the southern continents. Giganotosaurus proves South America had its own terrifying giants. Monolophosaurus was a fierce theropod dinosaur from the Middle Jurassic of China, about 165 million years ago. It grew up to 20 feet long and weighed around 1 ton. Its most striking feature was a tall, thin, bony crest running along the top of its skull like a mohawk. Scientists believe the crest may have been used for display or making sounds. With sharp teeth and strong legs, it hunted smaller dinosaurs and other prey in the lush Jurassic forests of Asia. Monolophosaurus shows that even early theropods had flashy headgear. Concavenator was a fast theropod dinosaur from early Cretaceous Spain, about 125 million years ago. It grew up to 20 feet long and weighed around 1 ton. Its most amazing feature was a tall hump or sail on its lower back, formed by elongated neural spines. Scientists think the hump may have been used for display, fat storage, or even helping with balance while running. With strong legs and sharp claws, it was an agile hunter that chased down smaller dinosaurs and other prey in the ancient European floodplains. Irritator was a strange spinosaurid theropod that lived in what is now Brazil during the early Cretaceous, about 113 to 110 million years ago. It grew up to 26 feet long and weighed around 1 to 2 tons.
Its most unusual feature was a long, narrow snout filled with sharp conical teeth, similar to a crocodile, and a small bony crest on its head. The name Irritator came from the paleontologists who were irritated by the fake fossil additions when they first studied it. As a semi-aquatic predator, it likely hunted fish and small dinosaurs in rivers and coastal areas, using its powerful jaws and claws. Baryonyx was a unique spinosaurid theropod that lived in what is now England during the early Cretaceous, about 130 to 125 million years ago. It grew up to 30 feet long and weighed around 2 tons. Its most famous feature was a huge curved claw on each thumb up to 1 foot long, and a long, narrow snout filled with sharp teeth like a crocodile. Scientists believe it was a semi-aquatic hunter that waded into rivers and lakes to catch fish, but it could also eat smaller dinosaurs. The name Baryonyx means heavy claw, and its discovery in 1983 with fish scales still in its stomach proved it loved eating fish. Yutyrannus was a massive feathered tyrannosauroid that lived in China during the early Cretaceous, about 125 million years ago. It grew up to 30 feet long and weighed around 1.5 tons, making it one of the largest dinosaurs known to have feathers. Its body was covered in long, shaggy protofeathers that likely helped with insulation or display. With a powerful skull, sharp teeth, and strong arms, it was an apex predator that hunted in cooler, forested environments. Yutyrannus shows that tyrannosaurs weren't always scaly giants. Some were fuzzy and lived before T-Rex. Oviraptor was a strange bird-like theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of Mongolia, about 75 million years ago. It grew up to 8 feet long and weighed around 70 to 100 pounds. It had a toothless beak, a tall crest on its head, and long arms with clawed hands. For a long time, scientists thought it stole eggs because its fossils were found on top of nests. But we now know Oviraptor was actually a caring parent that sat on its own eggs to incubate them, just like modern birds. It probably ate plants, seeds, and small animals with its strong beak. Triceratops was one of the most famous horned dinosaurs. It lived in western North America during the late Cretaceous, about 68 to 66 million years ago. This massive herbivore grew up to 30 feet long and weighed 6 to 10 tons, as heavy as a modern elephant. Its enormous skull had 3 sharp horns, 2 long ones above the eyes, and 1 shorter on the snout, plus a huge bony frill up to 10 feet wide. It used its parrot-like beak to slice tough plants and its horns, likely for defense against T-Rex or for display and fighting rivals. Some fossils even show healed T-Rex bite marks on the frill. Triceratops was one of the last non-avian dinosaurs before the asteroid impact. Stegosaurus was a spectacular ceratopsian dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of North America, about 75 million years ago. It grew up to 18 feet long and weighed around 3 tons. Its most incredible feature was its massive frill covered in long, sharp spikes that radiated outward like a crown, plus a single long horn on its nose. Scientists think the spikes and frill were used for display and species recognition rather than fighting. As a plant eater, it lived in herds and used its parrot-like beak to slice through tough vegetation. Allosaurus was a unique ornithischian dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of North America. About 70 to 66 million years ago, it grew up to 15 feet long and weighed around 1 ton. Its most famous feature was its extremely thick, dome-shaped skull, up to 10 inches thick. Scientists believe that dome was used for headbutting contests with rivals similar to modern bighorn sheep. It had a beak for cropping plants and small leaf-shaped teeth for eating vegetation. Allosaurus lived in the same time and place as Triceratops and T-Rex, right at the very end of the dinosaur age. Titanoboa was the largest snake that ever lived. It lived in what is now Colombia, about 58 to 60 million years ago, shortly after the dinosaurs went extinct. This giant constrictor grew up to 42 to 49 feet long and weighed over 2,500 pounds, heavier than a small car. It had a thick, powerful body and could swallow prey as large as crocodiles whole. Titanoboa lived in hot, swampy tropical forests and used its massive size and strength to constrict and kill large animals. It is the biggest snake known to science and shows how enormous reptiles evolved right after the age of dinosaurs. Meet Nigersaurus, the Cretaceous lawnmower. This bizarre sauropod grazed ancient Africa 110 million years ago. Its wide, vacuum-shaped jaw held over 500 tiny teeth, all swapped out every 14 days. It mowed low ferns non-stop, and its paper-thin skull was nearly see-through. At just 30 feet long, it was small for a sauropod, but one of the strangest plant eaters ever found. Meet Iguanodon, one of the first dinosaurs ever named. Discovered in England in 1822, this 33-foot herbivore roamed Europe 125 million years ago. Its most shocking feature? A massive spike on each thumb that was originally mistaken for a nose horn. Iguanodon could walk on 2 legs or all 4, chomping plants with hundreds of grinding teeth. It weighed up to 9 tons and traveled in herds. One of paleontology's original superstars, the Og dinosaur. Let me introduce the Megalodon. This 60-foot mega shark ruled Earth's oceans from 23 to 3.6 million years ago, with the strongest bite force ever measured around 40,000 pounds. The Megalodon snacked on whales like potato chips. 3 times the size of a great white, this ocean apex dominated warm seas worldwide before going extinct. Meet Yutyraptor, the real Jurassic Park raptor. Discovered in 1991, this 23-foot beast was the largest, deadliest dromaeosaur ever found, roaming Utah 130 million years ago. Yutyraptor had a 9-inch sickle claw on each foot designed to slash and grip prey. Weighing up to 1,000 pounds, it was the size of a polar bear and likely hunted in packs. Velociraptor was actually turkey-sized. Deuteraptor was the apex pack hunter Hollywood was thinking of. Meet Maiasaura, the good mother lizard. This 30-foot duck-billed dinosaur roamed Montana 77 million years ago. Discovered in 1978, Maiasaura changed paleontology forever. It was the first dinosaur ever found with its eggs, nests, and babies. Parents fed and protected their helpless hatchlings, proving that dinos had real parental care. Living in massive herds of 10,000 for safety, Maiasaura was truly the original dino mom, best parent of the Cretaceous. Welcome to a prehistoric monster special Carnotaurus. Named after the Titan king Kronos, this 33-foot marine reptile ruled early Cretaceous oceans, 120 million years ago, in what's now Australia. With a short neck, massive head, and 11-inch dagger teeth, Carnotaurus was a pliosaurnaut, a long-necked plesiosaur. It used 4 powerful flippers to chase down sharks, fish, and other huge marine reptiles. The undisputed T-Rex of the prehistoric seas. Meet Cosmoceratops, the fanciest dinosaur ever discovered, roaming southern Utah 76 million years ago. This 15-foot ceratopsian had 15 horns on its head, the most ornamented skull of any dinosaur known. 10 of those hooks curled forward over its eyes like bangs, plus brow horns and a nose horn. Its name means ornate horned face, and it earned every letter. Living on the lost continent of Laramida, Cosmoceratops was the king of dinosaur drip. Meet Brachiosaurus, the giant of the late Jurassic. This 85-foot sauropod roamed Colorado 150 million years ago, weighing up to 58 tons, as much as 8 elephants combined. Unlike most sauropods, its front legs were longer than its back legs, giving it a giraffe-like posture so it could reach branches 30 feet up. The arm lizard munched leaves no other dinosaur could touch and starred in Jurassic Park's iconic reveal. The king of the giants. Meet Tyrannosaurus rex, the tyrant lizard king. This 40-foot apex predator ruled North America 66 million years ago, weighing up to 15 tons. Rex had 60 banana-sized teeth, a bite force of 12,800 pounds, strong enough to crush a car, plus the best binocular vision of any dinosaur and a sense of smell 14x better than ours. Its tiny 3-foot arms, still a mystery. The undisputed king of the Cretaceous, right up until the asteroid arrived. Better known as the saber-toothed cat, this ice-aged apex predator stalked the Americas from 2.5 million to just 10,000 years ago, with 11-inch dagger fangs and a jaw that opened 120 degrees, twice as wide as a lion's, stockier than a tiger and built for raw power. It likely hunted in social groups. The deadliest cat that ever lived. Soar into the late Cretaceous with Pteranodon, the iconic flying reptile, with a wingspan up to 23 feet, wider than a small plane. This pterosaur ruled the skies 88 million years ago over North America. Pteranodon scooped fish from ancient seas with its long, toothless beak, while its swept-back skull crest counterbalanced its massive head in flight. Despite its size, it weighed just 50 pounds. Not a dinosaur king of the prehistoric skies.